everybody. Welcome to day 91 of Reseller Reflections, a day in the life of a full-time reseller supporting her family. It is September 7th, 2024, and it is about 5:40 here on the East Coast. And yeah, I'm finishing up my day early tonight. Gonna do some fun stuff and just chill out a little bit this evening. So very excited about that. But of course, I am reset to zero. And joining me along with this challenge are Jill of Rusted Truck Relics, Jason Santee Swapper, Char Fabulous Flamingos, Kathy Singz, Nick, Mr. C Chats, Vanessa, Brightest Holidays, and Diabetic Reseller, Judith R, and Pam of Whimsy and Such. All right. So even though it is the weekend, it is a working weekend for me. And if it is for you, please make sure if you didn't reset to zero, you do before your head hits the pillow tonight. So you wake up or start your Monday fresh and ready to go. All right. So I'm going to start right with the numbers today because today is, what is today? The 7th day in a row we have hit our sales goal here, and just really happy, excited about that. But it reminded me of something very important. All right, Jill, drink, because I'm going to talk the slight edge here. All right. So, and before I do that, I want to just shout out Paul Apollonia, who recommended this book, that we read this book and said it's life-changing. It honestly is. All right. So we do this book the first quarter of the year in our C Chats book club every year because you get something new out of it every year. It is that foundational. All right. So I have linked up in the show notes the C Chats book club. I have linked up a video that we've done about the slight edge if you want a little more information, but you can always join us next year. It's a Patreon link. It's free in the Patreon group. Just join as a free member and you'll have access when we start doing the book club. Right now we're reading Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. You're welcome to join in whenever you want, but if you are particularly interested in this slight edge, join us before January. So you'll know it's a great way to start off the new year. All right. So the slight edge, it just talks about like small daily actions, right? There's no quantum leap. There's no overnight success. We've talked about that before. It just doesn't happen like that. And it's just these little decisions that you make every day that put you on, let's say your life is like, all right. So let's say here's the line, right? And, this is underneath the line is failure and above the line is success, right? So what we do in life, and I think we all do this, I don't know, maybe you're the exception to the rule, but is we do just enough, right? To get up to that line of success of, we just get enough, we do enough and we get there and we stop doing the things that got us there. And then we start to go back down. It's like all of a sudden, like we get there and we think that we're cured and it's just always magically going to be like that. Like we've been doing all these things, and we got to where we want it to be and we stop doing them. And then we start to drift slowly back down. All right. So when you get to that point of let's just call it a survival line, right? Like when we get to where we want to be, we stop doing all the things that got us there in the first place, all those little daily actions. You guys have heard me talk about my slight edge list, the things I do every day for a minimum of 5 minutes that keep me on that trajectory. All right. So here's why I'm thinking about it, right? 7 days in a row, we've met our sales goal. It is so easy. And I've done this countless times, right? Things are going well. All of a sudden I'm like, oh, things are going well. Maybe I can, not put the 3 or 4 hours of listing in every day. Maybe I can just slack off a little bit and, take a break. Things are going great. I don't really need to do that every day. Like, look at what I built. Look what's happening. And it's very easy to stop doing those things when you are where you want to be. Now, I'm not at my yearly goal. I'm not even close to my yearly goal right now. But it would be very easy for me to start slipping. And it's a gradual thing, right? Like I don't decide one day, like, all right, I've been doing all the things, I'm going to stop doing them. It doesn't happen like that. It's just a gradual, slide into failure, right? Or back down below that line of survival. And then we work and work and work and work and work and get ourselves back up there. And then we get there and we're like, all right, I'm cured. I don't need to do anything else. I had a Weight Watcher leader one time, Bonnie. She was one of the most fantastic human beings. And she always told this story about how she, I don't remember how much weight she lost or what the story, what exactly it was, but she had lost, let's say 50 pounds, right? And she just thought she was cured, right? It's like she had been working at it. Maybe it took her a year or 2 years, I don't know, but it took her a while of just like, changing her habits in a slow and steady and sustainable manner. And I think it's just so relatable in the diet space, right? Like we do all these things and we, maybe we get to where we want to be. And all of a sudden we think we're cured, right? We think we're cured, right? You can eat whatever you want. You could do whatever you want. You could stop exercising. You're good now. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work like that. We have to make these small daily changes, just small things that keep us on that path. The other part of the slight edge that is really helpful is to remember, right? Like we're starting to do all these daily, let's say we're at the line of survival, right? And we're doing all these daily things and we're doing all the right things and we're doing all the right things and nothing's happening, right? It seems as though we are, flatlining, right? Like just we're doing all the things. Why aren't we seeing the success? And this is something that we've talked about many times and probably will continue to talk about because there's that point in the beginning where you're putting in the work and nothing is happening, right? Like you're just going along. You're just going along and you can't see a difference. But all of a sudden, you start to climb, right? Like you start to get closer to your goal. And that's because your actions are compounded over time, right? It's like money in the bank, let's say. It's compounded over time. So, for the first little while, and we always say this, like I'm going to use eBay as an example, right? Make all these great changes to your business. You're doing your online reselling. You're putting all the work in. In 2 months, you might start to like, you're just going along and you're like, nothing's working. Nothing's working. Nothing's working. I'm not seeing the results. I can't see the results. And nothing's happening. So you stop doing it because you're not seeing the results, right? Takes time, right? Those results are happening. It's happening. Things are happening. You're just not going to see it for a while. So, there's two things that I constantly have to remind myself. One, when I get to my goal or things are going well, I need to keep doing what I'm doing and not, take my foot off the gas. The other thing is when I'm putting the work in and I'm not seeing results, it's not because they're not going to come. It's because like when you move a flywheel, right? Like picture this big, heavy gear, right? And it's really hard to start. And you just, you're just inching and just like pushing and nothing's happening and nothing's happening. And it's just such small incremental change. But once it starts moving, it's almost hard to stop, right? And it gets much easier and much easier and much easier. All right. So that's the slight edge. The book is linked up. Paul is linked up because he changed all of our lives that have done this. The book club is linked up. You can join the book club and you can do this slight edge with us. And chances are that you will recommend everybody in your life read this book and you'll become just a big advocate for it. And nothing is better than reading it with a group of people that are, like-minded and want to improve, because when you read it with a group and you come back, like we read things like a couple chapters, maybe 2 chapters a week, and we come back and we discuss and we talk about how we've actually implemented it. And the action behind it is really, really important, right? Do the thing and you shall have the power. Ralph Waldo Emerson. All right. But but it is very true. Or you can use Nike. Just do it. Okay. It is all about the action and making it happen. So that is what I have for you all tonight. I kind of veered off course here with a little slight edge because I needed a little reminder that when things are going well, to keep doing the things. Keep doing the things. And if you're putting the work in and you're not seeing the progress, it's not instantaneous. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. Don't stop right before things start to happen. Don't quit. Have faith. Know you're doing the right things. You're focusing on the right things, and things are going to happen. All right, everybody, have an awesome evening. I will see you on day 92 of Reseller Reflections. Bye.